everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie and today I'm here to do my 2019 goals video. So this is one of my favorite videos to film every single year. I think setting goals for myself has really been able to keep me organized over these past few years, and I've done this the past 2 years. I'll link both of those videos down below for you guys if you're interested in checking them out. But as always, I have split my goals up into 4 different sections: one for my reading, one for my social media and channel goals, one for writing, and one for life. Without rambling on any further, let's jump right in and get started with those goals. Starting off, as always, with my reading goals. The first goal I have for myself is my Goodreads reading challenge for 2019, and I have set myself a goal of 30 books this year. I have kept it pretty much on the smaller side the past couple of years. In 2018, it was only set at 25. This year, like I just said, it was set at 30. And the reason for this, last year was kind of a year of change for me. I've talked about that in videos before. And I didn't want to focus a whole lot of time on reading, but still read some books. That's why it was set at 25. Similar mindset going into this year. It is going to definitely be a year of change for me with school and work and other things that are just going on. But not only that, I am in a reading slump, and this reading slump is just really, really annoying, and I just need it to end like right now. I have been in this reading slump since June. It kind of hit me out of the blue, and no matter how hard I try, I just can't seem to beat it. So I really hope it does end sometime this year. And 30 books is just a overarching goal. If I could read more, that'd be great. If I read less, I'm fine with that. As long as I'm reading, I'm happy. The second reading goal I have for myself is to get back on track with my review books. Now, this is a major problem for me. I am going to be fully transparent with you guys and say that I get emails pretty much on a weekly basis asking me to review these books from these authors or publishers, and I am forever grateful for that, and 99% of the time I say yes. And it's gotten to the point where I have just way too many review books that I have honestly lost count of how many review books I have on my TBR. Some of them are physical, some of them are ebook format review books, and I just need to get my ass together and read these books I haven't read yet. Some of them have been on my TBR since last year, some of them have been on my TBR since 2016. So this is going to change. I'm going to review all of those books this year if it is the last thing I do. Reading goal I have is a carryover from last year, and that is to read more books by local authors. So I always want to read books and support my authors here in New England. So the past 2 years I have tried to make it a goal to read books by authors from the states of Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. Last year I was able to primarily read books by authors from Massachusetts and Maine. That's where you find most New England published books are in those 2 states. And I want to continue doing that, and I also want to read the other 4 states in New England as well. So let's see if that happens this year, because I really want it to. The next reading goal is to read 10 ebooks. Now, this kind of goes back to the review book thing, where a lot of the review books I get are in ebook format, and I just typically don't read them. They're just not for me. I easily get distracted by things on my phone or my iPad or whatever I'm reading on, and I can never focus on reading that book. So I wanted to make a priority. This is another one that was in my goals for last year as well, where I actually did read over 10 ebooks last year. I read 13, and I want it to happen again this year. So 10 is just a baseline number. We'll see if it happens this year. Going along those same lines, the next goal is to listen to 10 audiobooks. I think audiobooks are fantastic. I love listening to them. I actually got into them in late 2017, and I read a ton last year. I read 6 audiobooks, I want to say, last year, which is a good number in my opinion. I want to read more though, because with this reading slump being, a big part of my life, I think audiobooks would be one way to get my reading in while it's all going on. And I also heard it's a way to get out of reading slump as well. So let's see if that happens. The thing with me in audiobooks is I read them at a pretty slow pace. That's why it takes me so long to read them. So listening to 10 would be great, but any number around that would be even better. Next 2 goals are my really, really big reading goals for this year. The first one of those is really intimidating, to say the least, and that is to read half of Stephen King's work. Now, I got into Stephen King in February of last year. I read 5 of his books. He is now one of my favorite authors of all time. And he has like 70 books out right now. So that's a lot of books. And a lot of them are like 600 plus pages. So that is what is so intimidating about his books, and why it took me so long to start reading them is because they're big, and because there's so many of them, I didn't know where to start. So I have been trying to read them in chronological / publication order. That's happening and not happening at the same time, but that's a topic for another video. But if I could read like 20 of his books this year would be great, but really any number of his books is fine with me. Another big goal for myself that I have set this year as far as my reading is to get my TBR shelf down to 25 books. Now, this is my TBR shelf right here, this little bookcase right here, and I have had it for a year and a half now, and at the beginning of 2018 I had 75 books, and my TBR, or that entire bookcase, was only like half full. It is now 2019, a year later, and it is completely full, and I have run out of space completely, and I don't have much more space in my room to fit books. So I'm going to try, keyword being try, to go on a book buying ban sometime this year. I've tried doing it before. It hasn't really worked out in the past, so I'm going to try again this year. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to do a massive unhaul sometime this year. I was already planning on doing it last year. It just didn't happen. I'm going to make it a priority to do it this year. A lot of those TBR books will be gone by the end of the year. Whether they be read or unhauled, they will be gone. And yeah, I just need to cut it down, guys. It's getting ridiculous, to be honest. Next reading goal is to read 5 nonfiction books. Now, I did a similar goal with this last year, where I set myself a goal to read 10 mystery thrillers / horror, whatever you want to classify it as. And I succeeded at that goal last year. And I want to try to make this a yearly project where I pick one genre that I don't really reach for and try to read as many books as possible in that genre that year. So this year is nonfiction, and nonfiction is... it's not intimidating for me. It's just something that never really interests me in reading. It's just kind of, when I think nonfiction, I think textbooks, and that's just meh. I like learning, but I just don't want to, read and have to learn different things at the same time. And I also don't like books set in our own world. That's why I don't read nonfiction, and it's also why I don't read contemporary very often. So I want to change that this year. I am reading a nonfiction book actually at this moment when I'm filming this video, and I have a couple of others on my January TBR, which went up a few days ago. I will link it in the cards as well. And yeah, let's see if that will continue throughout the rest of the year. Last 2 goals kind of go together. The first one of those is I want to go to a book signing. Now, I have been to one before. I went to one in 2016 when I met Jerry Graceffa. I did an entire video on that. Again, I will link that in the cards. And I had a blast at that book signing. Even though it was very brief, I still had a blast, and I want to go to another one. However, this kind of leads into my next goal, which is making Boston a more bookish city / bookish attraction. Unfortunately, a lot of the authors I want to go to book signings for do not come to Boston at all. And that's kind of sad, and I don't have the time to drive down to New York and go to a book signing down there and come back within the span of a couple of hours. Unfortunately, I just don't have the time for that. So if a major author, like for example Sarah J. Maas, comes to Boston, I will go, or any local authors that I love, I will go to their book signings. I just want to go to one and then somehow find a way to make Boston more attractive towards authors who are going on book tour. So if you guys have any ideas for that, let me know in the comments down below. Now we are moving on to my social media goals. This is obviously going to include YouTube, my blog, my DIY channel, Twitter, Instagram, and one other social media platform that we'll talk about at the end. The first goal that I have to do with social media that I have set for myself is one that I incorporated last year as well, and I'm going to put the emphasis on this goal by saying I have never been in the YouTube business for the subscriber count or the money. I've been on YouTube for 8 years. I've had a blast doing it. I've always just done it for fun. And I set a goal for myself to hit 1K subscribers this year. And the reason I did that is because I just think it's really fun to see your channel grow. And, hitting 1K or just any thousandth number has been a dream of mine for years. And if it could happen this year, I'd be very happy. It'd be a dream coming true. But I do love the number of subscribers I have currently. You know, it's small, but I don't even care. I love every one of you guys. You guys are a major part of my life, and I just care for every one of you in different sort of ways. So even though hitting 1K would be amazing, any number that we are at the end of the year would be very happy. And again, it's just for fun. Next goal I have for that social media section is to film one review a month. Now, I used to film reviews and post them on my channel all the time when I first started, and I really liked them. I love filming reviews. I love writing reviews, filming them, watching them. I know they're not the most popular thing here on BookTube, but I think they're fun, and it's fun to express your opinions on a certain book in one single format, not like a wrap up or a TBR. So I am looking forward to doing more reviews. I was posting them all the time in 2016 when I started the channel, and then 2017 I hardly did any at all. I think I did like maybe 3 reviews in 2017 total. 2018 I tried to bring it back, and I was very successful at it for the first 6 months, and then I hit the reading slump once again, and then it just went all downhill from there. So let's see how 2019 goes. Maybe it will change. Maybe I'll be doing more reviews. The next one is to be more active on my blog. Now, I started my blog. Once again, I talk about this a lot. I talk about my blog basically in every single video I post, but if you don't know, yeah, I have a blog, and I started it a week before I started this channel, and I love my blog. Honestly, I have been able to get so many amazing opportunities from it that I wouldn't change a thing about it. So I kind of put my blog on the back burner last year just because I didn't have the time to focus my energy on it, and I was focusing a lot of my time and energy onto this channel. So that just kind of was over there in the corner and kind of forgotten about it for almost the entire year of 2018. So I want to change that this year and make it more of a priority, and I would like to be posting just as often on the blog as I am posting on this channel, which would be 3 times a week. So let's see. Let's hope that happens. Next goal is to co-host / create a readathon. Now, I know this will be happening this year in 2019 because I already have 2 readathons that are happening within the next 2 months that I am a co-host or a host in some way for. One of them is the biannual readathon. This is an official announcement, but I am a blogger host for that, and that will be starting on the 12th of January, so this would be just over a week from now. And the other one that is happening that I was a co-host for last year was the musicathon. That's happening in March. It happened in May last year. Loved it. And me and my friend Maddie created that. So those are 2 that are happening in the next few months, and hopefully there's more opportunities for those to happen, but this goal will be accomplished very, very soon. Next goal I set for myself is to be more active on my DIY channel. So this is my second channel that I have that I don't talk about very often. I've realized I don't really talk about my DIY channel at all. And I started it in 2016, so it was just a few months after I started this channel. And I was posting rainbow loom tutorials at the time on it, and those were the rubber band bracelets that were a big fad back in like 2015, 2014, and they kind of fell off the face of the earth in 2017. And I was posting tutorials still on that channel, and then in 2018 I posted like 3 videos total on that channel, so that's kind of sad. And I did do a life update a couple of weeks ago. It was right around Christmas, talking about my plans going forward, and my goal for 2018 is to be posting 1 video a month on that channel for right now. Again, it's just a matter of time and energy that I have for that channel. Hopefully, I will be able to post. I have a few ideas for DIY projects I want to talk about on that channel in the next couple of weeks, so look out for videos on that, and it will be linked down below for you guys if you want to go check it out. Last social media goal that I have for myself this year is one that I have been thinking about for a few months now, and that is to do a stream on Twitch. Now, Twitch is very similar to YouTube in a lot of aspects. It is more specifically geared towards gaming, which I got really into in the summer of 2018. And the reason I want to do a stream on Twitch is I want to give back to my own community. So every year in the fall they do this charity event known as Extra Life, where they do a month-long charity event and you give money towards your local children's hospital. And as someone who has had epilepsy since they were in the 2nd grade and has been in and out of the hospital a lot in my life, I really want to give back to Boston Children's Hospital because they've done so many amazing things for me throughout my lifespan, and I really think they deserve some money. So I'm going to do that stream. It probably will be in early November, if not late October. I will give you guys more details once we get closer to the date, but be prepared for that, and I cannot wait to do it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now we're moving on to my writing goals. Writing is another one that I want to make a big priority in 2019. The first goal as far as writing that I have set for myself is to finish or keep working on my fantasy novel. I started writing this novel in 2017. I started during NaNoWriMo. I actually won NaNoWriMo 2017 with it, and I was very proud of myself for doing it. I was really happy with the way the book was going at that point. Then last year, if you guys watched any of my NaNoWriMo videos I did during NaNoWriMo last year, you already know the story, but basically I had reread it last August and thought it was absolute shit. So I decided to rewrite the entire thing last November. And I still have my original draft from 2017, and I quit NaNoWriMo 2 weeks into it. So that didn't happen, and yeah, I really want to continue working on it. I want to finish it ultimately by October of this year. That is my goal. October 2019 is when I want this novel to be done. So that's goal number 1 as far as writing. The next writing goal, if I finish my fantasy novel, I would like to start working on my contemporary project that I have an idea for. So contemporary is something I don't like to read, but I do like writing. I think it's very easy and easier to write than fantasy is. So that's another goal. And the last writing goal is just making more writing videos. Like I said, I did this a lot during NaNoWriMo 2018 when I wasn't really participating in NaNoWriMo, but I want to talk more about what these writing projects are, what they're about, that kind of thing, and we'll see if that happens ultimately in 2019. Finally, we move on to my life goals. Now, these are just 2 pretty basic life goals. The first one of those is just to lose 50 pounds. I have struggled with my weight for about 10 years now, and I have tried getting the weight off in so many different ways. I've tried dieting, I've exercised on a regular basis. Nothing has really worked for me, so I'm going to try my hardest this year to make it a priority to lose this weight. And no matter how much weight I lose, I'll be happy with. If I lose like 5 pounds, I'll be happy. If I lose to 50, that'd be great. It needs to happen sometime in the near future, so let's see if 2019 is the year. And the other life goal that I set for myself is to learn a language. Now, again, this is a carryover from last year, so was the losing weight part. And I've always wanted to learn a language. I have attempted quite a few times at doing so. I tried learning Spanish, Japanese, and a few other things here and there over the years, and I just never continued on with it. So this year, again, I'm going to try again. I kind of forgot about this goal until the last week of the year last year, hence why it didn't happen in 2018. So the 2 languages I would ultimately like to learn the most would be Spanish or Greek. And Spanish because it's kind of a universal language. Everybody knows a little bit here and there. And Greek because a lot of my family is Greek, and I have friends who are Greek. And my brother's best friend's parents and his entire family is Greek, and they speak it pretty fluently. So I would like to be able to communicate with them in some sort of ways whenever we hang out with them. So let's see, again, if 2019 will be the year. And that is everything as far as my goals for 2019, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. Normally I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but this entire week I did post a total of 5 new videos to kick off the new year. So that's pretty awesome, and I will link them all down below for you guys to go check out if you are interested. And let me know in the comments down below what you guys have planned for 2019, as I would love to know. And as always, all my social media links are going to be linked down below for you guys to go check out if you'd like to follow me on any of those. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you soon for another video. Thanks for watching anyway. Bye!